So Young Thug decided to team up with one of Drake's side chicks again, Adin Ross, and they did a stream together. And they talked about a lot of stuff on this stream. One of the things in particular, of course, Adin asked him about Drake. He said Drake is the GOAT of all GOATs. Then he said Kanye is the GOAT of all GOATs. I'll play those clips. He kind of gave Kendrick, I'm going to call it a backhanded compliment. And you'll see why when you hear it. He also said that he is dropping the deluxe and a couple other things. I'm gonna play these few clips and we'll go through it and talk about it, man. But at the end of the day, look, you can like who you want to like, but we got to be real about as far as influence and the fact that numbers and shit like that doesn't necessarily translate to influence, right? But let's get right into it.
Thoughts on Drake?
Drake?
Yeah.
GOAT. That nigga GOAT of all GOATs. I'm my brother, man. I love him to death.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, it's a lot of shit going on the internet, man. All the phone calls, all this shit. But listen, that's my man. He rocking the whole time. He been with me this whole time. Throughout this whole situation, he been with me.
Yeah.
I got too much love for him. He the one.
Yeah. I'll ask a few
He
more.
the GOAT of all GOATs.
Yeah, he's different, bro. He's very, very different. I'll ask a few more. Your thoughts on, they want to know about Yeet. Thoughts on Yeet?
Yeet?
Yeah, Yeet.
He hard. I fuck with that young nigga. Yeet. He one of the ones too. He got a vision. He know, like, he's sure. He know where he want to go.
For sure. I'll ask thoughts on Drake.
Now, all that GOAT of all GOATs bullshit, I ain't falling for that one. But you know, we'll let him finish up. We got one more clip related to that.
Drake or Kendrick? Like, who the best?
That's what he's saying, yeah.
I gotta say Drake.
Oh shit.
He just did more. He put more people on.
Now, what's the chances that Adin Ross had people ask these questions in the chat on purpose? Because we already know how Adin feel about his boo thing. I mean, and we already know how Thug feel, where he's standing with Drake. So all these questions that are being asked in the chat, they're really not necessary. You know where Adin stands. You know where Thug stands. This is really rage bait and just for clicks and views. And this is one of the things that get me too about these so-called Drake fans, right? People like Adin and them. They talk about Kendrick fans and how they won't let it go or how they use it to be for clicks. And they do the same shit, if not worse. The same, if not worse. We know where both of these fools stand. It's been said, right? It's been said over and over again. So why we got to have these questions in the chat? But we'll play along like the chat was really asking these questions.
Drake or Kendrick? Like, who the best?
That's what he's saying, yeah.
I gotta say Drake.
Oh shit.
He just did more. He put more people on. Not saying that Kendrick didn't put nobody on.
Now, mind you, the question is who the best? He wants to go to what they did. The question wasn't who did more. And again, that's a whole other argument. We're not even gonna have to, we don't even really got to get into that and what it means to put somebody on. Just because I let you on one of my tracks or I give you a feature or take you on a tour, that's not putting you on. It's not putting you on. Giving you more visibility? Cool. We'll say that. He gave a lot of people visibility for sure, but in almost all of those situations, it was a quid pro quo. It wasn't like he was doing it out of the kindness of his heart. But again, the question is, who is the best? And when you talk about that and you want people to answer that, they always got to go to things like the numbers, like numbers prove that he's better. It don't. First of all, Drake makes music for a genre that Kendrick doesn't make music for. So yes, he's going to have a bigger fan base because he's catering to a different demographic. That's why that question is kind of disingenuous when you ask it.
Not saying that Kendrick. I gotta say Drake.
Oh shit.
He just did more. He put more people on. Not saying that Kendrick didn't put nobody on, but Drake just did more. He put more people on and he got more numbers.
So he put more people on and he got more numbers. That makes him better than Kendrick. If those were the things that would make him better than Kendrick, we wouldn't have a lawsuit right now. Now, would we? We wouldn't have a nigga that been crying for a year and a half about basically saying he lost money on deals and shit, and his whole fan base all got their panties up their butt because he essentially lost his battle, right? If he was better, he had the opportunity, like his opponent, to show and prove that he was better. This ain't even one of them things where you can say, make the argument, oh, well, you never know because they never really went at it. It's like two boxers, right? They both good. They both got great records and they never fight each other. So yeah, you can argue who will win in a fight, but you won't know because they didn't fight. Well, in this case, they fought each other, man. and one man came out on top and he just did a crazy ass show in Brazil and he's been on a world tour. And the other guy, while he does have a storied career, you know what I'm saying, and accomplished a lot of things, let him stay in his lane, in his category. Because all those streaming numbers, those fake streaming numbers, all that shit that we know about, we know that don't make him better because when he had the opportunity to prove it, he lost.
Jack, what about what were you saying?
You know, statistically, number wise, statistically, impact on the culture, impact on the world.
What?
All right, we gotta stop right there again. Impact on the culture, impact on the world.
The world.
Now, if you want to say, I mean, listen, we can't even say Drake bigger than Kendrick around the world at this point, just because we see him on a world stadium tour. And before some of y'all go to the streaming numbers, Drake has a larger catalog. So yes, he's going to have more numbers. Okay, let's not play stupid here. He has a much larger catalog. He has a lot more music. So yes, he's going to have a lot more streams. But world impact at this point, you could make the argument that Kendrick is way more influential on a world stage. Now, we're going to come back to cultural impact with this nigga tripping. I don't know what he's smoking on.
Statistically, impact on the culture, impact.
Stop it, Doug. Stop it, Doug. You don't mean that. You don't mean that, man. There's no way he can think Drake has more impact on the culture. And we need no further. We need to look no further than the last year and a half to know that. Kendrick even told us, I'm with the culture feeling. Right? And it wasn't just him saying it because everybody got behind him and he showed and proved at the end of the day. And another thing, like I always been saying, Drake done a lot to whatever cultural cachet he may have had after the battle. He fucked that up. So you're not going to sit here and tell me with a straight face that Drake has more cultural impact than Kendrick. Maybe in Canada, he might still have that in Canada, but that would be the only place I give you that. It's Canada. You'll probably have some people say, nah, man, we don't rock with Drake like that up here in Canada. But I'm going to give y'all Canada. We're going to put Canada out of it. You're not going to tell me, ain't nobody going to tell me with a straight face, Drake has more cultural impact in the U.S. than Kendrick.
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
When the last time a president talked about Drake? When the last time a president said Drake was their favorite artist? When the last time Drake shit been played in presidential campaign? I'm just saying, man, do we gotta do this? Do we really gotta do this? When the last time Drake music was used during the movement? All right, do we really gotta do this? We gonna be all right. Come on, man. Do we really? Duh. This is why nobody can take you serious, bro. This is why nobody take you serious, man. Because you just be talking sometimes. See, this is what got him in trouble on the fucking phones. He just fucking talking without thinking.
You know, statistically, number wise, statistically, impact on the culture, impact on the world. Kendrick Lamar got a hell of an impact. He for sure number one ever in life.
This nigga just be talking. Now here's the backhanded compliment part, y'all. He's for sure. How he gonna be number one in life? But you just oh shit, this is funny, yo.
He for sure number one ever in life. Could possibly come out of LA.
Right.
Nobody
LA.
Never ever be bigger than him.
That's crazy. No, you're right.
He the GOAT of the whole West Coast. He the GOAT of the whole West Coast for sure. Well, I don't know. I probably say Nipsey, but number wise,
I like Nipsey better.
Yeah, I like Nipsey better too. But I think number wise, Kendrick Lamar beat him. And Kendrick Lamar, he for sure number one ever.
Now, as much as I love Nip, I don't think I would say he's the GOAT of the West Coast. And I know a lot of y'all Nipsey Hussle fans and all that, but I mean, honestly, if you think about it, Are you really gonna sit here and say Nipsey is the GOAT of the West Coast? Nah, not seriously, man. Not seriously. You give him his credit. Give him his credit. You know, Nip was on a different level, and I wish we could have seen what he would have been able to accomplish. Not even just in music. I'm just talking about from a business perspective and in his community, because he was a visionary. He was a visionary moving on a different level. So yeah, and people like Kendrick took inspiration from him for sure. But to say he was to go to the West Coast, nah, we ain't gonna go there. But Kendrick ain't just the GOAT of the West Coast. Yeah, we'll say he's the GOAT of the West Coast at this point, right? I mean, I don't think you can. People might try to say Snoop, might try to say Pot. Okay, I ain't gonna argue with you on that one. Definitely not gonna put Snoop above Kendrick. We ain't doing that one. We ain't putting Snoop above Kendrick. Okay, I don't care what you say. But I ain't gonna argue with you when it comes to Pot. But artist wise, though, Kendrick is a bigger artist than Pac was. But of course, Pac tragically, you know, his life was cut short. So who knows how far that could have went. But let's keep going.
In life, Kendrick Lamar got a hell of an impact. He for sure #1 ever in life. Could possibly come out of LA.
Right.
Nobody in LA could never ever be bigger than him.
That's crazy. No, you're right.
And another reason why I don't like this, because it's just like you relegating him like he's only galvanized the West Coast. Like he only popping on the West Coast. Like he only recognized on the West Coast. Like he hasn't won a Pulitzer Prize. Like he hasn't won multiple Grammys. Like he hasn't won all sorts of freaking, like he didn't just win an Emmy. Like he didn't just headline the Super Bowl. Come on, man. So it's like, see, this is what I mean by backhanded compliment. He can't even give him. Then he still takes that back by saying, "Oh, I don't know. No, you know what? Nipsey Hussle is the greatest from the West." Yeah. That's why I don't like it. Like, either speak and be straight up, because this is a guy who try to stand on the fact that he real dude and he be straight up, but these dudes don't be straight up. They just be disingenuous, man. And it's okay to be on one side or the other. Just like be consistent with it, though. Be consistent with it. And these words and this shit and the narrative that they put out, it doesn't even represent reality at this point. All right, Doug, we know you're doing bad. You in a sunken place, Doug. You in a sunken place, man. Your album just did like 47K or some shit. We get it, bro. You're struggling, all right? You ain't got to be hating. This is probably why you're struggling, because you fucking hating for no reason, man. All right, let's finish this up.
Go to the whole West Coast. He'd go the whole West Coast for sure. Well, I don't know. I probably say Nipsey, but number wise,
I like Nipsey better.
Yeah, I like Nipsey better too. But I think number wise, Kendrick Lamar beat him. And Kendrick Lamar, Drake or Kendrick, like.
All right, so we got that. And look, man, at this point, post battle, you would think most people would have come to terms with what happened, how it happened, why it happened, the state of the careers of each artist, and would be able to give pretty balanced and unbiased opinions about the artist. But it's just not going to happen, man. I'm convinced at this point that it's not. And you would understand it more if it was kids. But it's guys like this. Like, there's nothing he said in that's even halfway legit. But he has some other things to say. And we'll wrap this up. He was asked about whether or not he's releasing more projects, and this is what he said.
About the entire music, you don't think you're going to drop a lot more projects left?
I don't think so. I got just so much more stuff going on.
You want to do, yeah.
Yeah, I want to just like dig into my clothing brand more. I got a sport agency. B's a part of it.
Nice.
You know, I want to dig into that. I want to get into that more. Just, more shit. I want to be like Jay-Z. I don't want to be like.
You want to get into way more different avenues in your space. Yeah, true. Well, it makes me think, it's like, bro, you've been fucking making music forever since I was a kid, and it's just like, for me, it's like, damn, because like, I mean, I hear hearing it, but I understand now exactly what you're saying, because you've done so much. Does anything that has happened in the past month or two, does that affect your passion for music? Like, honestly, like,
yeah,
it does.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do you think that affects it?
Because it's not Like the reason why we was making so much good ass music and it was just like so fun is because we was all one.
All right, that was the end of that clip. He's basically saying it was all one, and there's a lot of division and people going their own ways, essentially, right? Now, in this one, some people had some comments. They said, I hate when artists forget the main thing. You're an artist. Jay-Z went through like 15 years of dominance in the music industry before he really started dominating in other fields. You can't walk in someone else's footsteps if you're not attacking the game like they did. This is why Drake is where he is right now. I think he followed Jay-Z blueprint to the fullest. He dominated rap and kept the main thing, then branched off and tackled whatever else. Now, my main part for reading this was about the first part of this comment. The second part, no, Drake ain't dominating in business. I mean, he has some other business stuff going on, but we're not about to put him on Jay-Z's level when it comes to that, right? And somebody else said, Gunna was definitely writing bro shit. That's why he don't want to drop none. And that's why this album was ass. Okay. And now finally he was asked about Ye, and we'll finish up with this one.
Damn.
I love that. I love that. What are your thoughts on Ye, Kanye?
He the GOAT. What you mean? Go to all goats.
Yeah.
He's misunderstood.
I agree. I think he is too, honestly.
That's literally
Bullshit. He ain't, first of all, he ain't the goat of all goats. He's a goat at what he did. I'll give him that. But who's the goat of all goats? Him or Drake, man? You can't have two goat of all goats. Anyway, as far as him being misunderstood, we passed that. We understand exactly who Kanye is at this point. We've given him enough patience. We've given him enough leeway. We've given him enough sympathy and empathy and said we said he was misunderstood. We said he's been through a lot, and all of that may be true. He may have suffered at the hands of many people who done many things, but he's a grown ass man who's accountable for his own actions. And if he doesn't want to get the proper type of counseling and learn how to keep all that shit in check, we ain't trying to hear that. He ain't misunderstood. We understand exactly who he is at this point. All right. And yes, that does take away from some of the things he's accomplished. It's just a fact. It's the same way when the goddamn athlete accomplishes a lot and it comes to find out he was using steroids, or maybe that might not be the best analogy. Maybe he did something, got an SA charge or something like that. And now all of those accomplishments kind of go down the drain, right? It's almost the same way we get.
really him.
What are your thoughts on YB?
Top.
Young boy, yeah, top.
GOAT. Michael Jackson of the new
Bro,
school.
his shit looks crazy, bro.
He's Michael of the new school. He need to drop some music right now. YB.
Bro, he's
live.
very good.
Hey, live. Y'all need to tell YB to drop the music, man. Drop the music right now, man.
What about
Stan?
Yeah, I don't know about that Michael Jackson. We gotta stop. We gotta stop with these comparisons, man. We really do. Just because somebody's doing good or whatever, stop with these crazy comparisons. Somebody said, bro, he not misunderstood. He is openly a Nazi and a PDF or a rapist defender. Comparing any artist nowadays to Michael is pointless. Nobody is or will ever be Michael Jackson levels of famous. Yeah, seriously, that's what I just said, man. Like, come on, man. We got to stop with that. Y'all give that to anybody just for selling out a few shows. That's why you can't take none of this shit serious, man. But listen, I'm gonna end that right there. I ain't gonna keep y'all no longer. Yeah, man. Thug's in a sunken place. He trying to figure out his life. If he can flip his life around and get into business and be successful there, more power to him. He got to be real with himself, though. And I don't think he's being real with himself because he ain't even being real with us. That things he said out, there's a lot more clips of some other stuff he was saying. Some of it was cool. Some of it was like, come on, man. What are you talking about? But look, y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hype the video up. I'll see y'all in the next one.